Right now, two enemies are standing on the edge of war. One a nuclear ambitious Islamic republic, the other a high-tech military powerhouse, Iran and Israel.
As the conflict between Israel and Iran continues to intensify,
Drones have flown, missiles have been launched.
Israel says its airstrikes have destroyed a third of Iran's long-range missile launchers
Commanders killed, ships attacked,
and killed
senior military commanders and scientists.
Iran now reported over 224 civilian deaths.
This follows an unprecedented attack by Israel.
Visuals have emerged of explosions that have erupted over the Israeli skies.
and for the very first time in the history, Iran struck Israel for its own soul. This is no longer a shadow war.
The truth is that I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
This is a countdown to something the world may not be ready for. This is the real Iran-Israel crisis of 2025. The history behind hatred. Iran and Israel have been enemies for more than 40 years. It all began in 1979 when Iran's Islamic Revolution overthrew the pro-Western Shah. Since then, Iran has refused to recognize Israel as a state. Iran began supporting anti-Israel groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. Meanwhile, Israel saw Iran's new government as an hard threat. Over the decade, their hatred only grew, but for many years it was a shadow war, proxy wars and shadow attack. Iran never attacked Israel directly. Instead, it used proxy groups, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, militias in Syria and Iraq, and recently in Yemen. On the other side, Israel conducted dozens of secret operations, assassinating Iranian nuclear scientists, bombing weapon shipments in Syria, and launching cyber attacks. This quiet war was continued for years until things exploded in public view. The nuclear question. One of the biggest fears in this opposition is Iran's nuclear program. Israel has always said, "We will not allow Iran to build a nuclear bomb." Iran, however, claims its program is peaceful for energy and medicine, but the world remains divided. The US left the Iran nuclear deal in 2018. Since then, Iran has ramped up uranium enrichment. According to news, Iran may be close to weapons-grade material. This nuclear tension sits like a ticking time bomb between two nations. Why America is always in the middle.
US President Donald Trump has had one warning for Iran.
They have to make a deal. It's painful for both parties, but I'd say Iran is not winning this war, and they should talk immediately before it's too late.
The United States is Israel's closest ally. It sends millions in military aid. It shares intelligence. It has pledged to defend Israel. At the same time, the US has had a complicated history with Iran. From the 1953 coup to the 1979 hostage crisis, Iran sees the US as the great Satan. So when Israel and Iran fight, America is always involved, whether it wants to be or not.
רואים את זה נהדר.
what just happened, the 2024 turning point. In April 2024, Israel carried out a deadly airstrike in Syria. Several top Iranian military commanders were killed. Just days later, Iran launched over 300 drones and missiles directly from Iranian territory toward Israel. This war was the first time Iran openly attacked Israel from its own soil. The historic and dangerous escalation, Israel responded by striking deep into Iran, targeting a military radar site. It was a bold counterattack. The world reacted. The UN called for calm. The US moved warships closer to the region. European diplomats rushed to diffuse tension. Many feared that this was the beginning of the larger war, even World War III. Though the attacks paused briefly, the calm didn't last. The conflict in 2025 and the earlier 2025 Iran-backed militants in Iraq and Syria targeted US bases. Israel continues striking Iranian side in Syria, spotted by Iran attack Israeli-linked ship in the Red Sea. The violence is no longer isolated. It's spreading to land, sea, and cyberspace. What's happening now, May 2025? Right now, both nations are on high alert. Iran has moved missiles batteries westward. Israel has activated more air defense units. Civilians on both sides live under the threat of sirens. There are reports of cyber attack, GPS jamming, and aircraft buzzing near Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, all watching closely. The United States say it will defend Israel. Russia urges restraint, but on the ground things are heating up. Iran's silent weapon. There's one more silent weapon in Iran's hand. No nuclear, no missile. It's the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow stretch of water between Iran and Oman. Nearly 20% of the world's oil passes through this strait every day, and Iran controls it. Iranian leaders have warned, if we are attacked, we can close the strait. If that happens, global oil prices will explode. The economy could collapse, and the US Navy would have no choice but to respond. This makes the Iran-Israel conflict not just a Middle East crisis, but a global threat.
Iranian oil storage facilities.
Oil is down, natural gas is up, OPEC not yet responding with more oil.
Life will become bitter for them as fears grow that a region may be heading to an all-out conflict.
Could this become World War III? The world is no longer watching a small conflict, it's watching a fuse burning. This war has grown beyond borders, beyond politics. Missiles are flying. Proxy groups are striking. Nuclear threats are rising. Iran and Israel stand locked. The US is in the middle. Russia and China watch closely. And then there's the Strait of Hormuz. If it's blocked, global oil supply collapse. If a nuclear site is hit, radiation could spread across continent. One superpower get involved, others may respond. This conflict has all the ingredients of a global disaster, and if no one steps in, history may call this the spark. Experts saying we are in the most dangerous stage of this conflict. One mistake, one misfire, one drone too far, and it could erupt into full-scale war. So what happens now. One thing is clear. This conflict is no longer just about politics or land. It's about the nuclear fear, economic risk, and global survival. Stay informed, stay alert that peace wins before war does. Don't forget to subscribe for more world conflict breakdown, and don't forget to comment below. Do you think war will happen?